Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm going to do a little bit of an update on what I've been working on. It has been a while. You know, normally I do try to be on a schedule, working 12-hour days at work for a couple days, and I even had one where I was about 16 hours in, and finally said hell with it, went home. Now I'm on vacation, thank goodness. Right before the holidays, so I'll have 2 weeks all on my own. Get to decide what the hell I get to do. So lately the weather has not been cooperating. Let's see if you guys can even see. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock here and it's almost dark as can be, wet and rainy. It's been like that every day, so it's almost impossible to do any painting. At least I'm not getting the snow that some of you guys are getting. I do not want that. Maybe a little bit on Christmas Eve, just a little. Make it look Christmassy. I guess I'll start with this one first. This is the garage diorama that I have been showing you guys so much on. So I end up finding this product. It is a Lemax vinyl, I believe. It's geared for the Christmas villages. Something that you actually put down on the bottom and have everything built. But that is almost a perfect scale in my opinion. It comes into a big roll, and I used E6000 glue. It says it's flexible, so I figured maybe I'll try it. So far it seems to be holding pretty good. It's nice and flat. It has been past 24 hours. So it should be holding pretty good. I am going to have to do something on these corners because I tried cutting a V in the back side and then folding it, and it did not really want to work that well on that. So I'm going to shave a little of this off and put some corner trim on it, even though brick buildings would not have that corner trim. It'll make it look somewhat good. I'm going to try to do some dry brushing with some acrylic and do some washes and stuff to give it some age. It's funny how much heavier it is now with that glue and that vinyl on it. But like, this is something I'm mocking up. It's not going to be these big pieces, but that's just to get an idea. And also I did give the inside a color coat, so that way this clear piece is to color and all the walls match. I did have an odd spot over here. Must have had something on it that I didn't realize was on it, so it bubbled up. So I don't even think you can see that in the camera. I am going to make that look like the roof was leaking. Yeah, it ain't gonna show up. Maybe you'll see it a little bit. Yeah, right in here. I'm gonna make it look like the roof was leaking a little bit, buckled up some of the paint and everything. You know, make my mistake look like something good. On the inside of these windows, I'm going to trim them out and the door, and do a trim around the garage door to cover that edge. Give it a more realistic look. Probably do a little bit of wash, put some pictures up, because I did have those posters that I printed and that. So there is the garage. That's about all the farther I am with that. Back onto the Triumph. So I had this sitting there and I was looking at it, and I missed a bunch of body lines. There was some imperfection in the paint, and so I end up wet sanding the whole thing and giving it another coat. It looks so much better now. I did paint this. I do have an imperfection there. Masking tape was covering it that I didn't realize, so I'm gonna have to touch that up. And then there's little imperfections on the two sides, so I'll be able to fix those. And I'm gonna end up doing all the silver decals, and I'm gonna clear coat it over it. So even though the rest of the parts are going to be flat, this is going to be a gloss, just because it's not going to be perfect. I mean, I want it protected. I figured if I end up touching that too much, I'll end up rubbing that off, and then it'll look worse than if I just left it clear. Kind of the same idea I did with that car there, the hood. I kind of wanted it to be flat black, but then it's like, it's not going to withstand the test of time, so I figured I'd give it a clear coat and just deal with it that way and make it look good. So the next project that I've been working on is a stalled project that I had for years ago, and I had it almost completely done, and then all of a sudden something just didn't click anymore. I ended up quitting, and it is MRC and Fujium Ferrari F40. I've had this kit for a very long time, and like I said, it's pretty much done. The only details I have to do is the seats and the steering wheel. And the seats I wanted to do like an embossing powder on it and make it look like the racing seat texture that they have. So here is what I have for the rolling chassis. A very blank interior. I do have the motor in already. No wiring details or anything. I did some weathering on the exhaust. I have to put a black wash in there still, so I have to do some washes yet. But I have some weathering details in there. I got a little bit of shadows put into the wheels. The wheels do turn on this kit. The bottom is pretty basic because of being a supercar like it is. You want no air drag on the bottom, so they would have made these panels to cover every air void out there. So it is kind of basic on that part. So there is that part. Here is the body. Now I did end up wet sanding this and painting it at the same time I did the Triumph, because they are the same color red, and so is that one, same color red. So right now I am masking off the details for black, so I'm going to end up doing that, taking most of the masking off, or just this front end, and then I'm going to mask off everything but the headlights and give it another coat, because I'm afraid if I cut this and then cut this out, this piece here is going to pull up. So I'm going to do it in two separate parts. So I'm going to mask that off right now. I'm working on the masking of the back, and I got to a point where, you know, this one comes with a screen that goes in the back. I think I better glue in this back screen. I might cut it and glue it, because I think that whole back piece is black, including the screen. So it'd probably be best to glue it all together and then paint it. So in this kit, they give you a little template. They give you this really nice green. So if you look at that template, there's a lot of waste on there. I think I can lay it out a lot better than that, and then I can save some of the screen for some other projects. but everything I wanted to do a little research, because there is a flange that goes around there. It has little bolts, you can see the little bolts. I want to make sure this is black before I mask everything off. And I know this bottom line here is black as well, because that is the same as this trim here. So I kind of want to, I think I probably should glue that in first before I end up painting it black. But these other ones, since there's not black around, I'll probably end up cutting them out, painting it black, then gluing it in. This one's got a lot of masking to do, so that's probably the end of my day today will be masking this off, and then tomorrow I'll end up painting it. I think that's all I have for updates. I do want to thank everybody for sticking around and staying subscribed to this slow time. I have not been able to post much with how busy I am, or was, and then as soon as I got home I just completely did not feel like doing any modeling or any videos. And you know, I'm sure everybody has got into those grooves. It's not a very good feeling. And Christmas being this week, the sad thing is I don't even feel like it being in the Christmas spirit. I'm sure it's just because of the damn COVID, but it does ruin the year. So, but I hope everybody has a great week, and stick around. I am going to try to do another video here, and it is going to be with for the group build of the Clona toy with Brian. I'm not even going to get into focus because make you watch the next video. But that's what I'm doing. Oh, one thing I did forget. I do have a new resin 3D printer. I still have the PLA one, but for the resin one, this is going to be fun to try to get in focus. This is one of the things that I end up making. It's still not done. I still have a lot of painting to do. But little spray cans. I gotta fix the back and all that good stuff. I end up printing them out on a printer, and you barely can see it on camera, but there is a little seam for the cap. So I paint the cap, put a little silver on the bottom, paint the rest of it white to match that. But I got a few of those. There's a couple more. These will go on the shelf for the shop diorama. I just keep adding more and more to it, and someday it will be done. But until then, he's enjoying the shop, so you gotta look at my nasty feet. But he just sticks around here with me all the time. I gotta make sure I don't roll over the poor little guy. So until next time, we will talk to you then. Have a good one, and Merry Christmas if I don't see you till the next time. You guys have a great week. Bye.